York Knicks. I'm back in the New York groove. Well, it's the Knicks. New York. We are the New York Knicks. New York. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks is taking no shorts just like winter. New York, New York.
New York be about the Knicks, huh?
But the best thing about New York City is
K-N-I-C-K-S.
Everybody say go New York, go New York, go!
Go New York, go New York, go!
Hey everybody, welcome to the New York Knicks podcast, episode 687. I am Jay, and with me is Mark, and today we are doing our playoff preview.
Yes. It feels like it's been a long week off, Jay. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. I'm excited for the playoffs, which is the Knicks' fourth year in a row making the playoffs. So don't have that too much in our. This is the first time in Knicks podcast history that they've made the playoffs 4 years in a row.
Yes, we had so many really just tough years, and now they are consistently a playoff team. The question is, though, we're no longer like happy to be here. We're far from being happy to be here. We're far from, hey, if we win a series, the goal here, like, what will make you happy, Jay? I know a finals win, obviously winning the title will make you happy. What is a successful season?
Got to make the finals. I mean, fired the coach after the conference finals. You gotta get further. They have a better bench than last year. They have more chemistry. The same starters. They should get further than last year.
Okay, and making the finals, I agree with you completely. That's a successful season. You can always move on. You can always get better from there, but you got to get better than last season. If they make the conference finals but lose in the conference finals, are you kind of thinking it's a push or a failure?
I would have to see how they lose. I mean, if they get swept, not great. If it's a competitive series, the East is top heavy this year. I mean, I would say there's like 5 or 6 good teams, which is all right. It's absolute trash after that, but
I disagree with you a little bit here. I'll get to this in a second, but I also would say anything less than conference finals is a failure, and they really need to think about how to move forward from there. Because, like, if you don't make the conference finals, you fired your coach. The team's not young. Everyone's a bit older. Everyone's 28, 29, 30. Not an old team, but definitely not a young team that's getting better. This is your year to shine. This is your year to, like, maybe your best chance at least making the finals. It would be, like, I think the whole Eastern Conference is getting better. Pistons, would you agree? Even though the best record in the East, they're probably on their way up, right? They're getting better from here.
Yeah, the Pistons are a young team. Celtics are a young team.
Cleveland, they could be falling apart pretty fast. Like the Cleveland lose in the first round, they might blow things up. They got James Harden trying to save them, which I don't know if you're struggling in the playoffs. I don't know if James Harden's the guy to save your season, but they've been having problems. Raptors, I don't know if they're really a young team on the rise. They're kind of they're the 5th seed. I feel like there's a team that, like, this is the highest they will reach as the 5th seed with this team. But then the Hawks, who the Knicks are unfortunately playing, are a team on the rise. They're a young team on the rise. You agree with that, Jay, right?
Yeah.
And then the other team, I mean, Philly has the issues with Embiid. I don't know if they're on the rise. They've got some good young players. The team that scares me, not maybe this year, but going forward, is the Hornets.
I can see that, but I'm not terribly worried about them.
They've got so much young talent. And Knoppel, whatever, he is the larger, whiter Steph Curry. He is ridiculous from 3. Fast release. And that whole team can shoot threes. Their offense is, they could just run you off the court with their offense. Defense isn't great, but I imagine they will address and they will get bigger. They're kind of a small team also, with like a Diabate being their only really good big man. But they worry me for the future. They're a young team. I guess everyone else doesn't. And I guess the Pacers will be a lot better next year also. So there's a lot of things to worry about in the East going forward. Mm-hmm. Knicks got to Knicks got to get it done this year.
Yeah, agreed.
So how do you, Jay? And I know we just recorded last week, but what do you? In case you haven't addressed this season, what do you think of the move from Tibbs to Brown? You've had a full season to evaluate. Do you like it? Do you feel like maybe the team would have played harder? And the team, I think we have one more win than last year. Is it one more win than last year, or whatever? Around the same. Some of the numbers do look better. The Knicks are kind of now middle of the pack in terms of assists. They're doing the minutes are a little bit down. Everyone's playing 2 or 3 less minutes a game. The bench is doing more. The bench is better. What's your view on Brown so far?
I mean, the Knicks have won 2 more games than last season.
Oh, you took 2 more.
I mean, the thing is that in their losses, they look like they weren't trying, and there weren't that almost never happened under Tibbs. On the other hand, yeah, starters played less minutes. There's probably more continuity with the bench because they've been playing more minutes. So I do like that. Even though the record's better, for some reason, I don't feel as confident in this team.
I mean, in fairness to them, the season is a slog. It's just, everyone agrees it's too long. It's never getting shorter. If anything, the NBA will be like, oh, you don't like 82 games? How about 90? We need to make more money.
Like the NFL, they're like, oh, too many injuries? Let's add a 17th game.
Exactly. So the season's never getting long, getting shorter. We're never consolidating teams. If anything, they're going to add more teams. But anyway, I guess when the whole season is about how you do in the playoffs, and you know you're going to the playoffs, and you have less to prove in the regular season, it's hard to be going full throttle in game 74.
That is true. So I mean, you can't really complain with a 3 seed. There was some teams that were better than expected, and some teams that were a lot worse. I do have to say, we have never ever done a season predictions as bad as ESPN did this year. I mean,
I was going to say, yeah. I mean, I also just we didn't do this on the show, but we did under overs. Before the season, I bet 10 under overs for win totals, and $10 each for $100 total, and I managed to get 8 of 10 wrong. Unbelievable. My preparation, besides like just watching basketball, my preparation for putting those bets was I listened to Bill Simmons, his under over episode. I just heard his most recent episode where he pointed out that this is the worst year he's ever done on under overs.
I told you right after that episode that they were insane for picking the Clippers over. Like, that made no sense at the time.
The only 2 I got right was the Nets over, which somehow Jay picked the Nets under. I picked the Nets over. I had over 19.5. Jay had under 20.5. We both won that bet.
Yep.
And then the other one I won was the over for the Charlotte, that was an easy one.
Okay.
But otherwise, I was atrocious. I think I bet the under for the Spurs. I bet the under for OKC. Just not. I didn't do very well.
Well, I mean, at least you didn't have the Warriors and Grizzlies and the Magic and the Pacers all in the top 4 like ESPN did.
But I just want to put before we get to ESPN, I bet the under for Oklahoma. Their under over was 63.5. They won 64 games. It is crazy how good these people are that make the lines.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't a terrible bet. I mean, one rolled ankle, you win that bet.
And when SJ was out for a little while, I thought I was like a lock to win it.
Yeah.
What was ESPN? Say that again. What were ESPN's picks?
They had the Warriors, Thunder, Nuggets, Grizzlies, Clippers as the top 5.
The Warriors #1. That's a brutal one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not looking very good.
And then they had the top 5 in the East. They had Magic, Knicks, Hawks, Pacers, Raptors.
You talk about, as far as teams, I'd say the most disappointing teams in the NBA.
They had the Pistons in 12th, by the way.
The happiest fans in the NBA have to be Detroit fans, who just have like such a better season than anyone could have predicted. And the Magic fans must be just hating everything. I heard someone joke that they should fire their coach prior to the play-in game. The Magic, what, you trade so many picks to get Desmond Bane, and your team is this mediocre and looks like it's going nowhere.
It's crazy.
And it looks like basically you're like the key to moving forward with the Magic will be figuring out someone that wants to trade you anything for Banchero.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
So you want to get to our predictions?
I thought we'd talk a little more about the Knicks, Jay. I don't know. We haven't talked the Knicks that much Knicks lately, and we get to the predictions a little later. Or do you want to do
All right, you want to talk about the upgraded bench, or do you
I
do you
want to
think
talk about the team.
Do you think the bench is upgraded?
Literally, Jay, we haven't done a show since at least last week, and you barely want to touch on the Knicks. How annoyed would fans be if we did it? They're like, oh, haven't listened to the Knicks podcast in a little while. Oh, they're barely talking about the Knicks. This is an awesome episode.
So
it'd be great if we dropped the show and the entire episode was analyzing the Hornets' future chances.
The ultimate.
I would say, okay, first off, there are certain things, like certain gripes with this team under Brown. My number one gripe is, I don't know if you have gripes also, if you want to go back and forth. I know I told you ahead of time we're going to do this list of gripes. You like how I told you ahead of time, right, Jay?
Nothing. The more things are different, the more things stay the same.
Okay, my number one gripe is that it doesn't seem like Towns and Brown are on the same goddamn page. Towns had a stretch in the regular season where it looked like you were like, what in the hell is going on here? He's barely scoring, seems barely involved in the offense. Why is he's not out there for his defense? Why is Brown not making Towns a focal point of the offense? Later in the year, he seemed to get a little more involved in the offense. Towns averaged 20 points a game. I don't know. I don't know if I want 20 points a game out of Towns. And there were very few games where he just took over the game. I am not happy with Brown and Towns. I just think they're on the Towns said early in the year that he was not. He was kind of figuring out the system. I just think he never figured it out, and Brown didn't figure out how to adjust to make sure Towns was a focal point. And I just don't think this team. I think Towns dominating is one of the keys if they want to go anywhere in the playoffs.
It was a little disturbing that 65 games in, he's like, I don't know what my role is. I'm like, 15 games in, you're like, okay, but
there was a game they'd won, and afterwards Shaq was like interviewing him, and Shaq was like, if you guys want to be successful, you need to score. And Towns was like, yeah, it's a team effort. As long as it doesn't matter if I get the points, as long as we score, as long as we win. And Shaq was like, no, you need to score. And I think Towns is just not getting it. He's got to be Shaq-like. He has got to be a dominant force, or else this team, he has his tools are insane. He needs to be a dominant force. This team really has to have a real shot.
Yeah, especially historically. He averages about 28 points a game against the Hawks, so he's definitely got to bully them. There's a lot of teams in the East that can't handle his size.
The Hawks have size, so we can talk about the matchup in a second. But I just feel like he has such tools. You need to figure out. You cannot have Towns just shooting three. First of all, also half the 3-point shots he shoots are 5 feet behind the arc. He's got to be shooting closer to the arc. He can't be driving wildly to the basket. There were so many. His drawing offensive fouls is just unbelievably frustrating. And I don't know what. I don't understand what Brown is doing with Towns.
Towns doesn't either.
Okay. Do you want to go with gripe or going with my second gripe?
My gripe is when Brunson does not distribute the ball enough. So when he has you know what, he averaged about the same amount of assists he's averaged in previous seasons. Everyone was like, oh my god, under Brown the ball's going to really move more. There's not going to be these ISO plays. It's almost for 10 games it looked different. It's basically the exact same offense that it was under Tibbs. It is.
There's a little more 3-point shooting. And the Knicks were I think fourth in 3-point shooting percentage. They were pretty good at 3-point shooting team, but the offense kind of looks the same.
It does. Sometimes they're moving the ball a lot and it looks amazing, and I'm like, all right, there's nobody who's stopping this team. And then other times it's just everyone's taking turns playing ISO, and I'm like, what is this? Why is this happening?
That's kind of like it was last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they were. And I think in the playoffs, we're going to see a lot more ISO. Okay, gripe. My next gripe. Okay, so one of the guys that were kind of rumored to really help push Tibbs out the door was Bridges. Bridges seemed not so happy with Tibbs. There was some rumor of concern that whether Bridges would sign an extension if Tibbs was still the coach. Anyway, we got a new coach, and Bridges doesn't seem to be on the same page as this coach either.
Yeah, a little bit concerning.
Yeah. I don't know, Bridges. You're supposed to be a guy who's supposed to be the second best scorer. Okay, third best scorer on the team with Towns. You're supposed to be another really strong option for scoring. I don't know. Bridges also just seems too passive at times. Still doesn't get to the free throw line a lot. Disappears for long stretches. There were also just stretches of games where maybe Bridges should give his paycheck to Shamet.
Yeah, I don't know, his scoring is just way, way down. And I know there's a lot of other options, but I don't know. We traded 5 draft picks for this guy, and he's averaging 14 points a game. It's
the only positive that so far it looks like the Nets don't know what to do with those draft picks.
Yeah.
They picked 5 first-round picks and seem to have gotten them all wrong.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It must be the Nets have to be the worst team to root for in the NBA.
And they have next year's Knicks pick, and they're saying it's going to be one of the worst draft classes in like 20 years. So
Knicks pick 25th and 25th and 31st this year. The Knicks need to reload on talent. They better freaking keep those picks and use them.
You know they're going to bundle that for a future protected first that's going to convert to second.
17 future second-round picks. That's what we're getting out of this draft.
We're doing a 5-minute show after the draft when that happens of us just cursing.
Just a lot of cursing. Okay, my next. Okay, do you have another gripe, Jay? Let me get my this next gripe, then you can go.
Okay.
My next gripe is that a big gripe people had, or a big criticism people had, was for Tibbs was like he just did not, despite having Towns and Mitch on the team last year, he did so little experimenting with the two of them on the floor together, despite the fact that Towns looked the best in his career when he was next to Rudy Gobert. And so you thought, hey, and also it was very successful when he put those pairing in the playoffs. You thought, hey, Brown's a smarter coach. He's more of a new modern era coach. He's going to figure that out. And I barely saw Towns and Mitch on the floor together this season.
I think this has a lot to do with the fact that Mitch only plays every other game and only plays like 20 minutes a game, and they seem to have no faith in Huck Porty.
It's going to be annoying when Mitch has to take rest days in the playoffs.
I mean,
can you imagine? They're like, listen, Mitch can't. It's back to back. Mitch can't play the second game. Let's not figure it out without him.
Yeah, I think the problem is they don't have another center that they trust. So
I really had a lot of faith in Huck Porty. I thought he showed some like nice signs last year. He's terrible. They need to find someone else. He's just not close to NBA ready.
Yeah, they need. Every other team seems to be able to find a serviceable big for like the vet min. I don't know why the Knicks can't do that.
Could be especially annoying next year when the Knicks have lost Mitch to free agency and have no centers.
Yeah, but at least they'll have like 9 shooting guards.
Yeah, that it'll work out. Do you have any other gripes, Jay?
No, I have a positive.
Okay. What's the positive, Jay?
Hart shooting a career high from 3.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. He actually came on late in the season. He was just nailing a lot of threes.
People on social media wanted to trade him, and I'm like, are you insane?
He was good early in the year in three-point shooting, had a rough stretch, and then came back on. He hit I think 5 of 7 against the Celtics, which it'd be nice if he can replicate the shooting in the playoffs. But I think he had that win against the Celtics late season. He shot 5 of 7 from 3.
He's shooting 41% for the season. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, actually, his first year here, if you look at his first year, that half a season, his three-point shooting was also ridiculous.
Yeah, small sample size,
sample
but
size.
He shot 52%, which is crazy.
That was also ridiculous. But
I'm gonna call that one an anomaly.
He still drives me a little crazy with his he will too often defer possessions where the ball gets passed to him, he's open, he'll try to find someone else, and you're like, hey, Hart, you gotta take that shot. You're open. You are screwing the team if you don't take the shot when you're open.
Yeah.
Which again, Brown has eyes. He should be watching game film and should be saying, hey, I'm gonna try coaching you, Josh Hart, and you are open, you have to shoot. I'm not sure what Mike Brown's doing, but that's not something he's doing as far as coaching. The bench. What do you think of our Diawara? He's been the brightest peach on the brightest find on the like. He's the first guy we found in the draft in a little while that people are like really excited about.
Yeah, I mean the bench is pretty deep. They're not huge. It's a lot of guards, but you got Diawara, Shamet, McBride, Alvarado. I mean,
Well, Diawara's he's big. He's like 6'8".
he's
a
six.
forward.
He's 6'9". I mean,
6'9". Yeah, he's big. He's like he doesn't look the most athletic, but he's been hitting threes. Plays good defense. His offense just needs to come around a little bit, but he's showing flashes.
yeah. You know what?
know
I think their backup plan for a small ball lineup was Sochan, but that didn't seem to work out at all.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm sure he just hasn't shown it in practice. He didn't really get that much game time and maybe they'll use him in the playoffs and like when they just need a defensive stopper. Diawara, I've heard the issue with Diawara is that his contract is the Knicks basically have to. It's not going to be that easy to retain because of his contract. They have to he's a free agent. I think this offseason they have to figure out how to retain him.
Of
So
course,
there's a chance the Knicks have developed him for other people.
Of course, the Knicks would have trouble retaining a second-round rookie.
Yes. Well, to say his second, this is his first year, right?
Yeah, he's a rookie
Yeah,
with this. I don't get how
How
the
do you
Knicks
not
are having.
sign him to how do you not have a contract where like it's favorable to the Knicks? What negotiating power did Diawara have? Picked 58th in the draft.
He's making $1.2 million. I don't get how they
like
can't
it-
manage this.
What was his like? Their Knicks are like, here's your offer. Then he's like, I don't know. That's not that favorable. I can also just not play in the NBA. What was the counter? He was going to sign with the WNBA. Like it doesn't. Like he's going to go to Europe. Like just go. Like hey, here's your contract, and the Knicks have an option to extend you.
Seems reasonable to me.
Also, Yabu didn't work out, obviously. I like Alvarado. He just took Kolik's minutes. Kolik looked good earlier in the year, but I assuming Kolik does not get many playoff minutes.
No, I mean Alvarado is better defensively, and that's what the Knicks need.
Okay. How does anyone else on the bench you want to bring up, or anyone on any of the starters? Jalen Brunson, obviously, great year. He's awesome. Hopefully, he can do his playoff magic again. I thought Shamet looked really good at times. I think he'll be a key in the playoffs if he could. We just need his 3-point shooting in the off the bench. But anyone else you want to talk about?
Not really. I mean, OG's been a little quieter than I'd expect, but I mean, not a huge drop off.
He had a good year. Yeah, he had a good year.
He's
Okay,
been he's been fairly healthy, knock on wood, for his whole time in the Knicks, which is usually the opposite of what happens when the Knicks trade for a player.
Yes, usually it does not work out well. Jay is completely screwed him now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay. How do we map before we get to the overall our playoff prediction? We do have a series coming up. What's your thoughts on playing the Hawks?
I would have definitely rather the Raptors,
Yeah,
but they should be beating the Hawks.
they should be. The Hawks are one of the hottest. Were they one of the hottest teams in the NBA second half of the season?
Yeah, did you look who they played?
I wasn't examining their schedule, but
Oh.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
It was an absolute joke of a schedule.
Fair, but they're still winning the games.
They were, but I mean, this is the part of their winning streak. Nets, Wizards, Blazers, Bucks, Sixers, Mavs, Nets, Bucks, Magic, Mavs. That was their big winning streak. Not a single good team there.
Fine, that is a fair point. Okay. They still. I mean, their season, kind of a surprising season. Not surprising. I mean, like the record itself, not surprising. You would have predicted, like, if I told you they're going to have 46 wins at the end of the year, at the beginning of the season, you would have said that makes sense. But the fact that they got rid of Trey and that led them to have a better season, kind of surprising.
Yeah, starting off 15 and 19 was a bit surprising. Yeah.
And they also like yeah, that was okay. So let's see how the I was gonna say also they got basically the Wizards who just wanted to get worse traded what's his name to them and who's become their leading scorer. Why am I blanking on Dame Lillard's old? It's McCollum. Yeah, like they only have McCollum because the Wizards were like McCollum's like I don't want to like just lose every game, and they're like okay, we'll swap him for Trey. If they don't have McCollum, they're not nearly as good of a team. How good do you think McCollum's going to be? Like they have an interesting like how good do you think McCollum's going to be in the playoffs?
I think he's gonna be all right. I don't think he's gonna be anything that it's gonna be like. I don't know.
They have a couple guys I just don't know if they're going to really set the role. Like McCollum, obviously, he has playoff experience when he was with the Blazers, but like I don't know if he's going to set the world on fire in the playoffs. And then Nickeil Alexander-Walker, like one of those guys that like just finally got more minutes and actually put up a lot of like good numbers because of those minutes. I don't know how worried I am about those two players.
Right. Exactly.
Jalen Johnson's a very good player. Okay, how do we match up?
All right, go position by position.
Yeah, let's go position. Okay, so point guard,
Brunson versus Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Yeah, I guess so. Is Nickeil, he's the point guard?
Yes. It's not in the other guys, so
I didn't really think of him as a. I feel like they're all shooting guards.
Yeah.
I feel like McCollum's a shooting guard, and Walker's a shooting guard, and Dyson Daniels is definitely not a point guard.
Right. So we'll go with
Okay.
Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Brunson.
Okay, just do
definitely.
guards versus guards, I guess. So you have Brunson versus Nickeil Alexander. I'd take Brunson, obviously.
Yeah.
Or you take him versus McCollum, maybe like similar role on the team. Next comparison, Bridges versus Nickeil Alexander, I guess.
Okay, you were doing McCollum against Brunson?
Yeah, I feel like McCollum's role is really kind of the same as I know he's not the point guard here either, but like it seems like he's the guy. If anyone's going to take the most shots that night, it's going to be McCollum.
Okay, but well, either way, I got Brunson and Bridges.
Okay, and then we have forwards. What's the starting lineup the Knicks are going to go with? Do you think the Knicks are going with is it the same starting lineup with Cat at center?
Yeah, it's gonna be the one they've been trotting out. So it's gonna be Hart versus.
They say I'm not looking at the stats, but I think I've heard basically statistically this starting lineup has not been that good this season. Like
No,
every
it's
other
been
lineup
bad.
they have is Why would Brown maybe change the starting lineup?
It's all the same complaints as with Tibbs.
It's the exact same complaints.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. Like I think against the Hawks, might you want to go a bigger lineup? Do you think a bigger lineup, Towns and Mitch would make some sense?
Again, it's hard when you don't have a backup center, so it's really hard to start Mitch because then what are you doing?
You could stagger them going forward, I guess. You could play Mitch 30 minutes. You could play Towns 35 minutes. There's a lot of crossover minutes right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I just think the Knicks. I mean, Jalen Johnson's probably the one player on the team that may be better than. I don't know who you're comparing him against, but he might be better. But the Knicks should be a better team.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I think the Knicks win at least 3 out of the 5 starting lineup matchups and pretty much all the bench matchups.
You don't have faith in Kuminga?
I mean, Kuminga's good, but I'm not worried about him. Are you?
Yeah, I'm not really worried. I mean, they got Kuminga, they got Kispert, who I always feel like does well against the Knicks. I mean, Knicks should win this series. So my prediction is Knicks in 6. I think this is going to be a tough series, though.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the toughest out of the first round in the East.
Yeah. I mean, it has that whole, like, I mean, the last time the Knicks played the Hawks, they lost, and it has those vibes of, like, Knicks have to, like, exercise their demons kind of thing, even though not a single player on either team is still here.
Right, exactly. I think Mitch is, like, the only player on either team.
Right. It's got to be also weird for, like, Trey to be watching this at home. But,
Well, he's not. He says he's going to the game.
Oh, cool. Why would he go to the game? Like, in the sense of, like, you're like, dude, the team said they don't want you here. Are you really going to go there to, like, help to spook the other team?
Who knows?
Yeah, it's kind of lame. I don't know. Okay. You want to move on to doing anything else you want to mention about the series?
No, I'm just a little more nervous than I probably should be. I would have been so confident with the Raptors.
Yes, of course that didn't happen. Of course the Knicks had to play a tough first round matchup. And last year, by the way, everyone discounted the Pistons, and they were like, "Oh, the Knicks struggled to beat the Pistons," and now you're like, "Oh, I guess that was actually a pretty good team the Knicks beat last year."
Yeah. It turns out it was actually an excellent team.
Turns out the team was on the verge of being the best record in the East. Overall, I'd say I'm definitely a little worried about the series. And then the path from here, as they will likely go, you play the Boston next series, and then Detroit the following series before getting to potentially OKC
or San Antonio, or Denver.
love-
Like the West is loaded as usual.
It would be amazing if the Knicks got to the. I mean, not just getting the finals, but playing the Spurs in the finals. That would be amazing. I think the Knicks would beat the Spurs. Absolutely. I think they would be the team the Knicks have the best shot of beating in the finals.
Yeah.
I think then Denver and then OKC. It's just a whole other of like, oh, we can guard you really tough, but you can't touch us. You have like.
I don't know if I could even get through that series without having a heart attack.
I mean, watching SGA play and like all these commentators just pretending he's just amazing player, and he is a really good player, but just not giving a crap at the fact that like he's refed differently than other players, and his flopping is embarrassing to the league.
I could do a whole podcast on my problems with the NBA this season, but we're
moving on for the Knicks podcast to a We Hate SGA podcast, where every week we'll talk about how much we hate SGA. Mark, we recorded 2 straight hours tonight about SGA. I know, I had a lot of hate for him this week.
All right, so play-in. We have Philly, Orlando.
Okay, Philly, Orlando, I will say, and the Philly is without Embiid.
Well, yeah, but do you even need to say that at this point?
Yes, that's true. Embiid, I think so. Embiid's out now because he had an appendicitis, appendectomy. They had removed his appendix. Do you know anyone who's had their appendix taken out?
No.
Because I was listening to, I think, Simmons, and they were like, "Do you even know anyone who's had their appendix taken out?" My wife had it a bunch of years ago, so I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Honey, Embiid and you are about as ready to play in the NBA."
I mean, that's it, right? He's had every injury now.
He's had like every injury. I'm assuming here's what will happen. Philly will make it to the next round, but Embiid will not be in the next round because he'll have to get his tonsils removed.
So I'm going to go with Philly because I think Orlando's just in a tailspin, and I don't think they're coming out of it this season.
I'm going to say Orlando cannot be this embarrassing. Philly is without Embiid. And Philly, I mean, Maxey is awesome. That new rookie they got, what's his name, has been pretty darn good. I think Orlando can't be this bad, though. Okay, I'm taking Orlando. Next one.
Okay, then we have Charlotte, Miami for the other play-in. Definitely Charlotte for me.
Charlotte's going to run them off the court.
Yeah.
I think their offense is going to be too good. Miami, I just saw a rumor like Miami's going to try and make a big move in the offseason. No shit, Sherlock. It's not really dropping big information.
So then for me, it would be Charlotte, Orlando, and for you, it would be Charlotte, Philly.
No, I said
for the 8th seed.
Oh, for the right. What is it?
Because Charlotte has to win twice to get into.
Charlotte
the
has to win twice. Because yes, I think Charlotte will get to the 8th seed.
Yeah, me too.
I think Charlotte absolutely beats Philly, and Charlotte then it makes Charlotte versus Detroit first round. I think it'll be a more entertaining series than you expect. I do not think Detroit will sweep them, but Detroit maybe in 6 games. I think Charlotte's going to put up more of a battle than you expect. This is going to be their like, oh shit, everyone's going to realize they're a pretty good team.
I hope so. I think Detroit in 5, but I hope it's a lot. I want every team other than the Knicks to go 7 games. Tire everybody out.
Yes. You remember, so last year, I think the last game of the season was an overtime win against the Bulls. This last game of the season was the Knicks weren't even playing anyone.
Right.
And it's like the Tibbs motto was like, this game doesn't matter, except it's do or die going into the playoffs. I don't know if the Knicks needed to go all out to win that last game, but it's just funny, like, how the two coaches approach things. So you're saying Detroit, what are they winning in? 6?
I think 5.
Okay, 5. Okay, next series you'd have
Boston versus the 7th seed, which would be you would say Orlando. I would say Philly.
Okay. I think Boston's going to run them off the court. So I think I'm going to say Boston in 4. Even though I don't like Boston, they're going to be in 4. They're going to run them off the court. I do think Orlando's enough of a disaster to get swept in the second round. I guess maybe
round.
Boston in 5.
No, that's first round.
First round, yes. Sorry. I meant to. Yeah. I think Boston in 5. Orlando steals 1 game, but.
Yeah, I'd say Boston in 5 too.
Okay.
All right. So you got New York and Atlanta.
We already just said that one, and then Cleveland Raptors.
You said 6.
Yeah, I said 6.
Yeah, me too.
Cleveland and the Raptors. I'm going to say everything points to Cleveland winning this series. They got James Harden, who's been an upgrade. They're flat out a better team than the Raptors, but the Raptors are going to win the series because the Cavaliers are just a bad playoff team. Raptors in 7.
It would be so hilarious if the Raptors won.
It really would be
high comedy.
It would be so amazing to see. I don't know why I root for the misfortune of other teams, but I really enjoy this.
I'm going to go Cavs in 6, but I really want the Raptors to win. It would be so fun.
Raptors in 7. Okay, second round, as we may not do. I don't know when our next follow-up episode will be. Detroit plays the Raptors. You have them against the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
I think this goes also 6 games, and Detroit wins.
Agreed. Either team, yeah.
Boston against the Knicks. The Knicks in 7.
I'm going to agree too. I mean, the Knicks beat them last year, and I think even though the Celtics finished with a better record, I think the Knicks are still better. The Knicks might be in Boston's head. I know Boston's going to be going for revenge, but I just think even though their roster has exceeded all expectations wildly, I just think it's a worse roster.
Right. I mean, they are a deeper roster. Tatum's not going to be fully Tatum in the playoffs. Jaylen Brown, I don't think. I just think their team, I don't think they're quite as good as they were last year. The Knicks should be able to beat them. And some of the guys are just not going to be as good in the playoffs that have just they've played very good regular seasons. I just don't believe in this team for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So Knicks in 7, it'll be a brutal series. But Knicks will win that. Then Knicks versus Detroit, I'm going to say Knicks in 7 again. We're going to the finals, Jay.
I got them going to the finals too. There we go.
Okay. Go to the West. We have, play-in. I guess so it's Phoenix versus the Trailblazers first, right?
Yeah. Oof. I mean,
I got to say, I'm really intrigued by the East matchups, the West matchups. Some of these matchups I couldn't give a shit about.
We could probably go a little quicker. I mean, Phoenix.
Okay,
sure.
Phoenix. Yeah. I say Phoenix. We both take Phoenix over the Trailblazers?
Yeah, but who cares?
There's a lot of who cares here. Okay, so then it would be the Clippers versus the Warriors, right?
Yeah.
Clippers, Warriors.
It's great. It's basically like, does Kawhi have a better game or does Curry have a better game? It all hinges on just one guy.
I mean, I'm assuming. Do you think Kawhi takes this out for load management? Doesn't play. Clippers win because Kawhi plays. Kawhi will also have a limited appearance in the playoffs. They'll win this game. Win this, and then the Clippers versus the
Blazers,
the Trailblazers. Clippers are the 8th seed.
Yeah, and then they get swept by the Thunder, and the Suns get swept by the Spurs, right?
No. Well, yes, and no. I think Thunder versus Clippers. Clippers steal a game.
Okay.
It's 4-1. And I think the Spurs versus the Suns, they also steal a game. I think 4-1 both series. I just don't think they're going to be sweeps.
Boring series, though. Like
boring series.
There's no who's going to win. I mean, it's clearly Thunder Spurs.
3 versus 6. This is going to be a good matchup.
This is probably the best first-round matchup of the whole playoffs.
Yes. And T-Wolves had a lot of success. It's unclear where they should go with their roster. Nuggets seem like they should be better. Nuggets in 7.
I'm going to go upset on this one. I don't trust Nuggets' health this year. It seems like I feel like one of their big 3 has been out almost every single game this season.
Yeah.
So, I just don't trust them to hold it together for a very tough first round matchup. So I'm going to go Wolves in 7.
Okay, fair. Lakers, Rockets. Would have been a tough matchup, but Rockets in, I guess Rockets in 5 or 6. Rockets in 6 maybe, but they're definitely winning the series. Lakers in 5. So is Doncic playing? He's out for the whole playoffs.
It's undetermined. If Doncic's out, Rockets are winning in like 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Rockets win this in 5. I don't know when he's coming back, but he's not starting this playoffs. I think Rockets should win this series.
I don't think they win a single game if Doncic doesn't play.
Yeah,
Like the Lakers are bad. They're a bad team without Luka.
they're not a well constructed team. I think one of the number one things they need to do in the offseason is just move on from LeBron. Use that money elsewhere. And I think LeBron, I know he's listening to our show for advice, and my advice would be, hey LeBron, take a vet minimum contract on another team, try to win another title. The best way you can do it is taking a vet minimum contract.
Yeah. You already
Yeah,
have
enough.
$1 billion. Like, come on.
Yeah, and it would be really interesting to see him added onto a team as a vet minimum contract. It would just be a very interesting. Okay. Second round, we have OKC versus
Rockets.
Rockets. Wouldn't you just love to see the Rockets beat the Thunder?
I hate the Rockets, but I would still love to see them beat the Thunder. I don't feel it in my heart. I think I have to go Thunder 6, but I would love the Rockets to win this one. For the Thunder not to make it to the conference finals would be amazing. Almost as funny as Toronto beating the Cavs.
Right. I just don't think they. I think this goes. I think they just go 7. I think the Rockets pushes to 7. Thunder win it, but like it's going to be a surprising series. I think. Okay. Next one. I guess I have the Nuggets. You have the T-Wolves versus the Spurs. Okay, I'm going to say Spurs versus Nuggets. Yeah, I guess Wemby should win this. I'm going to say Spurs in 6.
This is another like
Great matchup.
yeah. I'm gonna go Spurs over Wolves in 7. I think that one's a battle.
I feel like anything, maybe the Wolves might match up better with the Spurs.
Yeah.
I mean, I could even think if they got there, upset over the Spurs. But if we do conference finals, Spurs versus Thunder, I'm going to say the Spurs have the Thunder's number. And I say the Spurs. Yeah, I can't believe I can't believe I'm predicting this, but I think the Spurs go to the finals.
Spurs in 6.
Spurs in 6. I think Spurs in 7, but sure. And then Knicks Spurs final. Sounds like a fun final. It's gonna be awesome when the Knicks win that in 7.
Yeah, and then we could quit the podcast.
Yeah. By the way, standing room tickets for the Knicks versus Spurs Game 7 of the NBA Finals are $8 million. That's standing room tickets.
Yeah, you literally just have to put the deed to your house up.
So after the game, win or lose, I don't have a house anymore. Okay, good deal. I'm done. I'm doing it. Let's do it. I don't know if you want to go through awards. Rookie of the Year, I'm going to give. I give it to Knuppel. Despite how good Cooper Flag is, Knuppel, I'd give it to him. We could Rookie of the Year too.
Yeah, I would give it to Khan too. I don't know. He's just done things that. I mean, like all of who's the Mavs?
Cooper Flag.
Yeah, well, like Flag has done incredible things. Youngest guy to hit 50 points.
Yeah.
But Khan's just doing things like he's doing Steph Curry things in his rookie year. It's
the biggest thing I think that separates them in my mind is Cooper Flag has not had a game that mattered all season. The Hornets are trying to win games, and Knuppel's hitting big shots in those games.
And Charlotte is like one of the more embarrassing teams in the league, and he's made them like a legitimate team now.
This
overnight.
He's the guy that helped switch from an embarrassing team to like, hey, this is a true up and coming team.
Yeah.
That team stays healthy. There's a lot they can do going forward. MVP. Has anyone in the league qualified has played 65 games, or is he? Or are we? Do we find out the only guy to play 65 games this year was Mikal Bridges?
Yeah, he's the MVP because he's the only one that qualifies.
The outrage also of like, oh my god, I can't believe you're disqualifying a guy because you can't play 65 games. I'm like, that seems like a pretty low barrier. Like,
yeah, it's still
the year
like that's 17 games you could miss.
Yeah, remember when Embiid won Rookie of the Year having played 29 games?
Yeah, I mean, you got to put a limit on it. Some of these things are a joke, but I'm going to go with Wemby for MVP. For me, MVP is the most valuable, not the best player. I don't want to give it to the best player on the 1 seed. I think the Spurs are.
You just don't want to, we don't want to give it to SGA. He's bullshit.
But I think the Thunder
Also,
are like
Wemby can't win it.
I don't care. Give it to him anyway.
64 games. Nope.
I don't care.
Choose again, Jay. 64 games.
Luka.
So I just said it was bullshit, but you got to choose again.
Can I go Luka?
Jokic played 65 games. So you could took Jokic, and he's had triple-double this year. Great year. Luka, I'm pretty sure, did not get to 65.
He got to 64, but he's petitioning. Okay.
Yeah.
If his petition gets waived, if it gets approved, I'm going Luka. If not, I'm going Jokic. Because I think all 3 of those guys are more valuable to their team than SGA is to the Thunder. I think the Thunder are like a 55-win team without SGA. All those other 3 teams are nothing without those guys.
The other guy that probably deserves some votes is Cade. Cade also played 64 games. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If they stick with this, it's really there aren't that many guys you could vote for. Jokic has to be a lock, basically, having played. Jaylen Brown will get some votes, and he played 71 games. But most of the best candidates are disqualified.
Jokic is the first player to lead the league in assists and rebounds ever in NBA history.
Is that true?
Yes.
Wow. I'd give it to Jokic. I mean, mostly because the guys that I would give it to have already been disqualified. I think if you didn't count that rule, I would. I might give it to Cade just in terms of what that team has done this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the way I do it is if you remove that player, how bad is the team? And
SGA played 68 games.
I feel like SGA would be 5th on my list based on that criteria.
So yeah, you're right. Wemby makes the biggest difference. So Wemby, the biggest argument would be that Wemby, that team is so much better with Wemby, and they're maybe a playoff team, but they're not maybe a playoff team without him.
Right. They might be they're probably a bubble team without him.
Detroit looked pretty good without Cade, even though I'm sure they couldn't keep that up.
Mm-hmm.
Denver would be nothing without Jokic.
Yeah. And I think the Lakers wouldn't even be a bubble team without Luka.
Yeah, and Luka had a great year also. Okay, interesting. I think we are going to be wrapping the things up. We'll be back next week, Jay.
Yeah, same time as every week. So
same time as every week. I don't think we've missed a show in years.
No.
Any other? Okay. Last year I said that. Okay, what's your X factor for the Knicks in the playoffs? Who is going to step up more so than expected? Obviously Jalen Brunson you expect to do well. Who's an unexpected player that will step up for the Knicks? You think Diawara is going to have some big minutes and could be a unsung hero? Is Shamet going to have huge minutes? Or are we Alvarado going to have a game where you're holy crap, it's Alvarado's night?
I think there's going to be a Shamet game, but I think for the Knicks to go far, we're going to need Phoenix or Brooklyn Bridges to show up.
Yes, that would be. Bridges really needs to step his goddamn. He's got to look in the mirror and be like, I gotta goddamn win this game.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, thanks for listening, everybody, and same time as. Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye.